Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubden Dorshi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the sixth Vajra holder, Vajrasattva. Sumo, Tanten Katso, Dubden Siddhi, Dubden Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? I would like to announce now, for next Saturday, February 24th, the Seattle Leizhang Temple, Lingxian Qingzi Temple, that's the Avalokitesvara Spring Grand Ceremony, and there would be the debut transmission for the secret Dharma practice for opening the celestial eye by the White Tara from 11 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. There would be the book signing event for both Chinese and English books. And the second day, Sunday, February 25th, the Rainbow Temple, there would be the Arya Avalokitesvara Dharma practice to be the wealthiest person under the heavens, Homa and empowerment. So both ceremonies will be held starting at 2 p.m. at the Rainbow Temple. Both ceremonies will be held at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, and the ceremonies will start at 2 p.m. The Saturday ceremony from 11 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. there would be book signing for both Chinese and English books. And the two ceremonies will be held at 2 p.m. and will be held at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington. So this ceremony, the Arya Avalokitesvara, to be the wealthiest person in each and every lifetimes, and the offerings should include gold. How many? 3 kilos. 3 kilos of gold, right? Now, 1 kilo is 70,000. So 3 kilos would be 210,000 US dollars. You should just bring 210,000 and I'll sell you the gold bars. Let me find it. If I can find it. So the Homa that we are doing just now is Vajrasattva. And most importantly, Vajrasattva is the forefather and founder of the Vajrayana Buddhism. And the earliest Vajradhara or Vajra holder was Adharma Buddha or the primordial Buddha. So we refer to him as the Vajradhara or Vajra holder. So the patriarchs, the forefathers of the Vajrayana was the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, which are the 5 Vajra holders. And Vajrasattva is the Dharma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, so he's the 6th Vajra holder. So the Vajrayana was established by Vajrasattva. So in South India, the one who opened the Iron Gate was Nagarjuna Bodhisattva, who met Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva transmitted the 2 major seals of both Garbhadhatu and Vajradhatu mandalas. So Nagarjuna had direct lineage from Vajrasattva. So the forefather or founder of Vajrayana or Tantrayana is Vajrasattva. In the past, the lineage gurus would hold the Vajrasattva statue or image and bestowed it to me and said that this is the founder, the lineage guru of Vajrayana. So Vajrasattva symbolizes compassion. Vajrapani or Vajrahan Bodhisattva came from Vajrasattva, who symbolizes Dharma power, which is skillful means. And Vajraheart Bodhisattva or Vajracitta Bodhisattva symbolizes Vajrasattva's mind, which represents all the Dharma. 100-syllable mantra is Vajrasattva's or Vajracitta's or Vajrapani's, which represent the fundamental wisdom. Represents the fundamental wisdom. So, chanting Vajrasattva or Vajracitta's 100-syllable mantra can purify, can repent, can allow repentance, can eradicate calamities, and many more. So Vajrasattva's 100-syllable mantra is extremely important. The Vajrayana represents a tree, a big tree, and it has its roots. And of course the origin was Vajradhara, and the trunk and the 5 branches, or the 5 branch roots, also represent the 5 Vajra holders, who are the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. And the trunk represents Vajrasattva, and all the 3 branches represent all the different schools of Vajrayana, and all the leaves represent each groups, all the groups, and the flowers and the leaves. So this means a lineage, the lineage, or the refuge tree. You take refuge in the Vajrayana tree, which represent the lineage. If the branch breaks or the leaves fall off, that means you have broke off the lineage because you have broken samayas. Simply said, Vajrayana highly emphasize lineage. If you go against the lineage, it's the same as if the branches has wilted, has dried up or broken, or the leaves falling off, which means you have no more lineage. That's for why the lineage is extremely important in Vajrayana. So we have the lineage from the Nyingma, the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, was the disciple and friend of Master Nola. And that's the lineage from the Nyingma. And Master Sakya Zengkong was the lineage from the Sakyapa. And His Holiness the 16th Karmapa is the spiritual leader of Kagyupa. So that's the lineage from the Kagyupa. And Master Dubden Dorji is the lineage from the Gelugpa, or the yellow sect of Tibetan Tantrayana. And we also have the lineage from the Japanese Tantrayana, which is Master Pu Fang, who held the lineage from both Tibetan Tantrayana and Japanese Tantrayana, and several other gurus, which hold the Japanese Tantrayana. So these are the important lineages in True Buddha School. Let me share a joke. The school has a new principal, and the principal, to show his new approach and concept, he placed a statue in the schoolyard, and his left hand is holding a book to symbolize diligence in studies, and in his right hand there is a bird that's about to fly off. So the statue symbolizes the idealism flies without limitation, without limit. That's the meaning of the statue, with one hand holding a book and the other hand holding a bird that's about to fly. And many students were interested in the statue. And after a very sensational event. They want the students to name the statue. And so Xiaoming gave the name. And Xiaoming got first prize in the name he gave. What bird use is studying. In Chinese, bird meaning like what use is it? You know what bird use is it? What use is studying? Let me share another joke. Oh, we all think so well. Think about your head, your mouth, and I drool. And I kiss your back and your legs, and and I love your heart, your liver, and your body. And it turned out it's the roast duck. A few days ago, as I was walking, was punched by a nail on the heel, and afraid of infection, went to the doctor. And the little nurse asked me, "So, which part is unwell?" "It's my heel." The heel. And the nurse laughed and registered me for 2 departments. So surgery and urology. It's a Chinese pun. It's not funny. Xiaoming wrote the composition and the title, The Sound of My Heart. And Xiaoming wrote, my honest words to the teacher. 1, you're not beautiful, and you don't teach. You're teaching so-so, and you have no time to have a boyfriend. If you wait longer, there would be no one wants you. A woman should find a reliable man. That would be a serious matter. If you don't mind, I would introduce you my dad. And how about his mom? What is this about? It's a strange composition. Let's see this one. There's an elderly man walking on the road, was hit by the motorcycle, and then they were arguing by the side of the road. The driver said, I drive really well. That's not my mistake, and I have a 10-year experience. And the elderly man said, hey, but I've walked for 60 years and it's my first time being hit. Jokes with Xiaoming is better. Mom told Xiaoming, I've told you so many times, if you don't understand, you should ask the teacher. And Xiaoming said, I have asked, but the teacher didn't reply. And Mom said, when? When? And Xiaoming said, yesterday during exam. Been married for 3 years, and the wife asked the husband, now, looking at you, my heart doesn't beat anymore. How about you? The wife asked the husband. That nowadays, looking at you, my heart doesn't beat faster. How about you? And the husband said, yes, all the time. And it's not a simple heartbeats, but due to anxiety, you know. Okay, now we'll do the Q&A. Question from Denwa Jie-ming from Malaysia. Precious Grandmaster, I wish you peace. In your book 250, The Uncanny Insight into the Unknown, in the article The Talkative Auntie, Grandmaster once mentioned that there is no need for divination using the fingers. With a yawn, Grandmaster can tell whether it will rain in California or not. Why then, during consultation, does Grandmaster often use fingers divination to consult the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas instead of giving a direct answer? The question, why during a spiritual consultation Grandmaster used fingers divination to consult the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas instead of just giving a direct answer? How should I answer? Let me consult. A Golden Mother replied, you told them yourself. So she didn't give me an answer. Just asked me to tell them directly. But let me tell you, sometimes fingers divination sometimes give the answer directly, and sometimes give divination using the fingers, because Grandmaster can tell by looking at your face. I would know, or you show the photo, I would see it right away, what they have done. Generally speaking, I would know by looking at the face, because there are many answers inside the face, on the face. I've said it. How many brothers you have, you can see from the eyebrows. Are you successful or not? You can tell from their chin. The chin. Whether you are successful or not as a person, then you can see the chin. And how many times you've been married, you can see the forehead and the temples behind the eyes. I mean, the color and the lines there on the temple. Do you have money? You can see the tip of the mouth, the nose, the tip of the nose. Do you have power and authority? You can check the cheek right here. Cheeks. Your lifespan, it's between the bottom of the nose to the lips and the earlobes that you can tell about your lifespan or your age. Whether you have wisdom or not, you can tell from your eyes. It's very simple, just like that. When you're young, from birth to youth, it's from here to eyebrows. From eyebrows to the bottom of the nose, that's middle age. And then the bottom of the nose to the chin is the later age, the late period of your life. So you can tell from the face whether you're gentle and amiable or you're very fierce and unfriendly. So you can tell by looking at the face, and I can answer directly. I can tell whether you can be reborn in the Pure Lands and Buddha verses, whether you would have attainments in your spiritual practice. I can tell by looking at the whole face. So I can answer directly for those. And on the palm line, sometimes I ask you to show me your palm, your marriage, your lifespan, your education, your afflictions, they're all on your palms, and your children. So they're also in the palms. Wealth, children, lifespan, your work, that can be told directly. Or someone came and asked, the father is lost, is he still alive or dead? Then I have to ask Golden Mother. Some things I have to ask the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but for some other things I can say it directly. So that's the answer to Lianhua Jieming from Malaysia. The chin is the hall for the followers and servants, and the tip of the nose is the hall for wealth, and behind the corners of the eyes, the temples, are the romance, the hall of romance. The eyebrows, the hall of brothers. The eyes, the hall of wisdom, and then the three parts of the face, the upper, middle, and lower. And these two for authority and power, and commands. commanders, and the ears are actually feeders upside down. And there are lots of things hidden in the ears. So, listening to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, what the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas telling you, you can hear them with the ears. And they told me, no need to ask. In the traffic jam. Oh no, the race. And the reporters asked the champion, usually you're always last, but how come now you're first this time? What's the secret formula? And he's still trembling all over and said, because my brake broke. My brake was broken. That's why he got first place. One day, the teacher wants to make a sentence with an absolute. And Xiaoming said, the sky is absolutely blue. And the teacher said, that's not bad, but it's not always blue. When it's cloudy, it's gray, and at sunsets, sometimes it's yellow. And then Xiaoming said, the grass is definitely green. But that's good. But when the grass is dry, it's not green anymore. And Xiaoming raised his hand for a long time. And because the teacher saw nobody else raising their hand, so the teacher asked Xiaoming to reply, and Xiaoming said, is there is there the square fart? Square fart. Fart is gas. Of course, it's not square. Then what's inside my pants must be poop. Or pieces. Okay, now we'll talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. Vimalakirti was replying to Manjusri because Manjusri Bodhisattva asked, how do you perform compassion? How do they perform compassion? And Vimalakirti replied, for the peace of sentient beings. If a bodhisattva, for the sake of the peace of sentient beings, whatever they do is the compassion of the bodhisattva. The bodhisattvas are always for the peace of sentient beings. So those who have generated bodhisattva vows should remember, by generating bodhisattva vow, it should be for the peace and happiness of sentient beings, not for yourself. And Vimalakirti said, what is the compassion of the Tathagata? Because the Dharma spoken is just as such. This word, suchness. The Buddhist sutras often talk about suchness or as such or thus. That's how it is. That's the compassion of the Tathagata. I often talk that Tathagata is an epithet for Buddha. So, thus come one is, and also thus gone one is another name for Buddha. Why is it called Tathagata? Because it's seemingly coming and seemingly going. So you have attained the way and you're immovable. So you're not going and you're not coming. That's the compassion of the Tathagata. Because and they perform the compassion of a Buddha since it awakens sentient beings. So they use Buddha Dharma to awaken all sentient beings. That's the compassion of a Buddha, the compassion of a Tathagata. And what is the natural compassion? Because there is no gain and no loss. That's why I often say the most important statement in the Heart Sutra is the unattainability. There's nothing we can gain. If you say that you gain something, that must be about something very small, small potato. Somebody gave me a trophy, like a small golden statue, like at the gift shop. And then, and it's carved on it that my name is, what's that called? The winning actor, the Oscar winner. So when I got it, I almost cried. It's like the best actor for the Oscar, Sung Yen Lu. Most people, when they got that, they would cry and yell and thank you, Dad, thank you, Mom, thank you, all my friends, and very grateful and keep nodding and. So I got the Academy Award Oscar for Best Actor. It was given by a couple of disciples from Canada. And they bought it at the gift shop and then carved the Best Actor for Oscar, Sung Yen Lu. But it wasn't given in the Academy Award event, but at the Rainbow Main Hall. So what's that? That's a gain, but a small gain, very limited. It's not a big gain. A true gain is unattainability. There's nothing to gain. That's the biggest gain. But did you lose anything? Also none. So no gain and no loss. So that's natural compassion. No matter what you gain, that's a small gain. So the highest peak of Buddha Dharma is also about no gain and no loss. And in Tantrayana, we talk about 4 kinds of yoga. Yoga of concentration, the yoga of renunciation, the yoga of one taste, and lastly, the yoga of no practice. 4 kinds of yogas in Kagyupa. The yoga of concentration, the yoga of renunciation, the yoga of one taste, and the yoga of no practice. So the 3rd kind is the one taste. As soon as you're in yogic union with the yidam, then you're of one taste as the yidam. And this is called the compassion of Bodhi. Bodhi as spoken by Vimalakirti. Once you gain spiritual union with the yidam, because your body is the yidam's body, your mouth or speech, the speech is the speech of the yidam, and your mind is the mind or the vows of the yidam. So that's one taste, and that's compassion of Bodhi. And they perform the incomparable compassion, since it cuts off all love, all attachments. What is incomparable compassion? This is a very high realm. Generally speaking, at this time, it's also natural. It's also non-action and unconditional. Unconditioned compassion. Non-action compassion. What is non-action? You do anything without expecting anything in return. You never expect the sentient beings to give you anything. And you don't think about it either. So it's very deep and far-reaching, incomparable, unequaled. When we chant the Hiking Sutra, we chant the the Prajnaparamita, a great wisdom mantra, a great spiritual mantra, a supreme mantra, an unequaled mantra. The unequaled mantra is the highest one. So when you perform unequaled action, that's the highest, and you don't ask for anything in return. So that's a kind of liberation. Liberation through non-phenomena, liberation through emptiness, liberation through non-action, which means you have done something, but you don't expect anything in return. And that's also called unequaled compassion. So you have no more likes or loves. And the great compassionate compassion. So Tantrayana belongs to Mahayana, and they are the 8 major schools of Mahayana, or even 13 schools. The 8 schools are, I'm thinking in my brain, Zen Buddhism, Vinaya Buddhism, Pure Land Buddhism, Tantayana Buddhism, Yogacara or Dharma Laksana school, that's Yogacara, Tiantai school, and the 3 treaties school, a total of 8. And one more Huayan school, Avatamsara. So, generally speaking, these 8 schools teach compassion, delivering sentient beings. Because when you cultivate the Mahayana Dharma, so you have the compassion of the great compassion. And they perform compassion without tired, without exhaustion. Like you do a little bit and then you said, oh, that's it, I don't want to continue. No, you never slack off to serve sentient beings. So that's compassion without resentment and without tiresome. And then the compassion of Dharma giving. Since it bears no reluctance, there are several different kinds of giving. Giving wealth, giving Dharma, and giving fearlessly, and giving Dharma is the highest. So you give Dharma teaching to save sentient beings. So that's compassion of Dharma giving in order to deliver sentient beings. So they perform the compassion of keeping precepts, since it transforms prohibitions. So for of the 6 paramitas, the first one is giving, the second is precepts. So you hold the precept yourself, and also to teach others to keep the precepts. In our True Buddha school, of course, we should abide by the precepts first: not to kill, not to steal, not to commit sexual misconduct, not a double tongue or evil speech, not to drink alcohol. But you see, Grandmaster drink a little bit at every meals. But for me, the precept is not to get drunk. You cannot get drunk when you drink. That would be violating the precept. But I'm just drinking a little bit to help my own digestion. And it can also kill the germs. If the food is contaminated and there's germs in it, then you drink a little bit and the germs would be dizzy. I'm not drunk, but the germs would be drunk. So I don't do anything else, really, sometimes. The most troublesome is people ask me to bless the photos, say photos of the altar at home, and after blessing it, they send it to me that there are Buddhist statues inside the photos, so I don't know what to do with the photos. I have given the blessings, but if I throw it into the garbage can, then the photos of the deities would be contaminated, right? So I don't know what to do. I cannot throw it away. So all the photos that people send to me asking for blessings, and because they are images of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I don't dare to throw them out. So we have accumulated a lot of them. It's very difficult to deal with them. And then some people, when I saw ants or spiders, I don't kill them. In Seattle, there are many spiders in the house. I see them, but I don't dare to kill them. I told them, just go run away. Don't let me see you. Because I don't really like seeing spiders. So best if you just go away. I don't like to be vaccinated, because when you get vaccines, you will kill many germs. You know, that's the act of killing. I got 4 vaccinations for COVID-19. The coronavirus that's round with the crowns, I still barter deliver them all the time. So I barter deliver viruses, or the cold virus, and like the transformer virus, and barter deliver, visualize them and barter deliver them. Also barter deliver the coronaviruses. So I barter deliver even the germs. So by drinking alcohol, I would kill a lot of germs too. Master Changren in the past taught the kids Foqi and Foqi. The monk drinks the pee and eats the poop. Master Changren taught the children to speak Cantonese and start from the dirty words. Would be easier to remember, and they would get interested to learn. The monk drinks pee and eats poo, right? Did you teach that? Where was I? About keeping the precepts. Oh, that's how I abide by the precepts. I barter deliver even the germs. Moreover, the living beings, I don't dare to kill snakes. At the Ganshai Ridge, there were 2 snakes who often came to my crawl space near the heater in the winter to get the warmth. And then they would got out during the springs and summer, about this long and as big as this finger, and with stripes. I remembered Simu had seen them. I have seen them. And he should be here. Have you ever seen the snakes in my house in Ganshai Ridge? Lucy? Yes. 3 elderlies at that time tried to chase the 2 snakes. I didn't beat on them. I let them go. I use like a bag, and bring them to the back hill and to let them leave. But not long after, they came back to my house. They didn't go to other houses, but they always come to my house, so they must want my bardo deliverance. Finally, I told one of the snakes, you go to the middle of the road, and when the car drives by, because it didn't see you, and then you can die. And sure enough, it went to the middle of the road and was crushed by a car. And when I saw that, I bardo delivered it. And the other one, I bardo delivered it directly. I directly bardo delivered the second snake. I even treated snakes even like that. I also bardo delivered lots of mice in the house. And the pest control caught over 20 mice from my house, and I bardo delivered them. There was really lots of them. And the pest control person said, there were only over 20, but over there up the hill, there were over 100 there. Only 20 is no big deal. So I bardo delivered even the mice. See, let me tell you, I even bardo delivered the tiniest viruses. There is not one thing that I don't bardo deliver. Someone told me one day, there was one thing that you did not bardo deliver. Okay, tell me. And he said, the clams. Yeah, the clams. Sure enough, I did not think about bardo delivering the clams, but I have eaten them, or to drink the clam soup, because the clams themselves are hard to digest for us. But we drank the soup from the clam soup. And I bardo deliver everything in the ocean, from the biggest whales to the tiniest shrimps. All the living beings in ocean, or on the ground, or in the sky, they all bardo delivered. That's what I'm doing, among others. So keeping the precepts, the compassions of endurance, I am telling you all that sentient beings and I are one and not two. Why do I say that? Isn't there a statement that there is no difference among the Buddhas, sentient beings, and the minds? So there is no difference between the Buddhas and the sentient beings, let alone between humans and sentient beings. All living beings have Buddha nature, anything that can move. So I even bardo deliver worms or tiny insects. I bardo deliver them all. Grasshoppers, butterflies, flies, mosquitoes, tiny insects, all bardo delivered. The compassion of endurance or patience. Why do we need to endure? Because you're not allowed to kill any living beings. You're not allowed to harm living beings. So I generated the vow never to sue anybody. Master Lien Ji from the Kwasan Lezang Temple in Taiwan told me that's a mistake to say that, to do that. I said, no, there's nothing wrong. Because if I sue them, they would suffer and I would suffer too. If I sue a person, the person would suffer and I would suffer too. You know, in order to sue them, I have to collect the right information. So I made the vow. I vowed never to sue anyone. Because when you sue someone, it's the same as giving someone sufferings. And human beings already have enough suffering. Why do we want to add to their sufferings? Well, then you would lose. Then that's fine. Just endure it. The key is there is no difference between the minds, the Buddhas, and the sentient beings. And then between you and me and them, there is no difference. By all means, never to harm others, even not with speech or words or written words. You know, I have harmed other people with my writings. So those are done by people that do not understand Buddha Dharma. Once you understand Buddha Dharma, you would never do that. You would never sue or attack others. So those are done by mundane beings, but not by spiritual cultivators. That's what I do. Because it protects both self and others. You cannot use speech or writing to harm anybody. That's why I vowed to never sue anybody. They perform the compassion of diligence. Since it bears the burden of sentient beings. So on the path of spiritual cultivation, we are always diligent. We never slack off. We never rest, never stop. From youth to old age. I started from 26 to 80 this year. That's the compassion of diligence. In performing the 1,000 Dharma vessels Bardo delivers, I do it every day, even when I don't have time. I do it in the car, on the plane, on the boat, during travels, on trips, every day, every single day. Like today, I didn't have time before leaving, so at night, when I'm riding on Master Lien Chi's car, I would perform the Bardo deliverance all the way. So I do my Dhamma practice even in the plane, on the boat, everywhere. So that's the compassion of diligence, because you bear the burden of all sentient beings. They perform the compassion of meditative concentration because it's not attached to taste. So you are able to enter meditative stability already. And you need to teach sentient beings to enter samadhi. So you can enter samadhi, and you also need to teach others to enter samadhi. And you have attained the Dharma taste of meditation. However, you're not content with the Dharma taste, and you are even more diligent to enter even deeper meditation. meditation. There's coarse or crude meditation, and then going into subtle meditation and subtler meditation, and the finest, subtlest meditation where there is not even breathing. So you don't stop when you only gain peace and ease in meditation. That's the compassion of meditative concentration. They perform the compassion of wisdom. What is compassion of wisdom? The one with wisdom would understand the spiritual capacities of sentient beings. What dharma should you teach what people? So you have the wisdom of discernment how to teach dharma to different sentient beings by understanding their spiritual capacities to teach them what dharma to practice. So they perform the compassion of wisdom since it is all-knowing, because you know the spiritual capacity of sentient beings and know what dharma to teach them. They perform the compassion of skillful means. What is the compassion of skillful means? Is the method for delivering all sentient beings. That you can guide and teach every single being. That's the compassion of skillful means, because it manifests all things. You can manifest in any place, any time. So when the 10 great disciples of Sakyamuni Buddha was doing something, then Vimalakirti appeared there. As Sariputra was meditating deep in the mountains, and Vimalakirti appeared to educate him that what is a true meditation, what is true Dharma. So Vimalakirti could do that, the compassion of skillful means manifesting everywhere. Wow, it's not ending yet. Wow, still so long. It's so late already. They perform the compassion of skillful means since it can manifest everywhere. Let's end it here.